Good morning, everybody. I was on the way to the grocery store this morning and I had an oh shit moment and realized we have a London game. So I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna have time to get my groceries and get back home and make a video of my week 4 predictions. So I was like, screw it, I'll do it in my truck real quick. So that's what I'm doing. So I don't have my usual happy self in the background, it's just the back seat of my truck. So starting out the early game, Atlanta and Jacksonville in London. I got Jacksonville. I think they've had a couple rough games since winning week 1, and I think they get back on track today against Atlanta. Just don't think Atlanta's offense is going to be versatile enough. I mean, they have a really good run game, but I just think Jacksonville pulls that one out. Next, we have Miami on the road against Buffalo. And I know Miami's got the better offense, but I think Buffalo has the better defense. And, excuse me, I just got finished drinking an energy drink. I'm taking Buffalo on this one. They're the home team. The weather's going to be quite a bit cooler in Buffalo. I mean, it's not going to be like cold or anything, but I think the cooler weather may somewhatly affect Miami, because I mean, it's been 90 degrees in Miami where they're playing, and in Buffalo it's 50s and 60s. So I think Buffalo will be somewhat more accustomed to a little bit cooler weather, because I mean, if you're used to that hot weather, you're playing in a cooler game, like your lungs burn a little bit. So I'm gonna take Buffalo on this one, but mainly because of their defense. And I mean, the old adage is offense sells tickets, defense wins championships. And if Buffalo really wants to get where they want to go and where the ultimate goal is, they've got to play defense, and they've got to play good defense, and this is going to be a good test for them. So I'm taking Buffalo, kind of my upset for the week. Then we have the ultimate cripple fight. If you've ever seen South Park, the scene with Cartman, cripple fight. Yeah. Denver versus Chicago. I'm taking Denver to get their first win, Chicago to go 0-4. And on Chicago, I seen a stat the other day. So Elon Musk bought Twitter last October, and it was a meme that showed every professional sports team in the United States: football, basketball, baseball, soccer, hockey, everybody. And every team was on one side of the meme except the Chicago Bears. They were on the other side. And above the side with all of the teams, it said teams that have won a game since Elon Musk bought Twitter. And on the other side, it said teams that have not. And Chicago has not won a game since he bought Twitter. So they're on a 12-game losing streak. They're damn near going on a year straight without a win. And that, as bad as Green Bay's doing and as bad as they look, the fact that Chicago has not won a game in almost a year, just, it warms my heart. I hate the Bears. Anyway, next we have Baltimore on the road against Cleveland. I think with the offensive injuries that Baltimore's had, OBJ not playing, and with the way Cleveland's defense is playing, I got Cleveland on this one, taking a early lead in the division. So I think Cleveland really is in control of things right now. Deshaun Watson played better last week. Let's see if he can do it again to put 2 weeks in a row, or see if last week was a fluke. But I got Cleveland. Pittsburgh versus Houston. CJ Stroud is in the runnings for Rookie of the Year with Bijan Robinson, but I don't think he's going to have a good game against that Pittsburgh defense. So I got Pittsburgh winning. The second and not quite ultimate cripple fight, but still a cripple fight, is Minnesota versus Carolina, the second of winless matchups. I got Minnesota finally winning a game on this one. Minnesota's been close in a couple games. They've played pretty well. They played well against Carolina, but just turned the ball over in the end. Blamed their own crowd noise for it. Like, how are you going to bash your own fans? Like, that's kind of shitty. But I think, and Minnesota played Philly pretty well, just turned the ball over way too many times early. So Minnesota's been close in several games. I got Minnesota getting their first win of the season. Next, we have the LA Rams playing the Indianapolis Colts. Again, you got, I think Richardson's going to be playing, so rookie quarterback. You got Matthew Stafford for the Rams. You've got Aaron Donald on that defense, and I just think that defense is going to be a little bit too much for a rookie quarterback. So I got the Rams winning. Next, we have Tampa Bay versus New Orleans. And I haven't seen if Derek Carr is playing or not. I know earlier in the week he said if he's healthy enough to play, he's going to play. But with Tampa Bay coming off a loss last week, I think they're going to bounce back and play better. And I believe Tampa Bay wins this game. I know it's in New Orleans, so it's hostile place, really loud in the, I would say Superdome, but it's not the Superdome anymore. Or is it? It is. It's just not the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. It's the, I think it's the Caesars Superdome now. I don't know. But I'm pulling, I guess that's another upset for the week. I'm pulling Tampa Bay on that one. I think Baker Mayfield plays better. It's always fun to see Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore line up against each other. They've had some great, really entertaining moments, some good scuffles between the two. So I'm taking Tampa Bay in this one. And actually, I didn't consider the fact that Alvin Kamara is going to be back for New Orleans, but I'm still going to pull Tampa. I think first game back after suspension, it's going to take a week or two for him to really get into football shape. I think he'll have some good plays early on, but I think he'll wear down throughout the game because he's not quite there endurance and stamina wise just yet. So I'm still going to pull Tampa Bay on that one. Probably going to be wrong, but I'm pulling Tampa. Washington versus Philly, that's pretty simple. I'm taking Philly. They have, I think right now, I think they're probably, they haven't necessarily looked like the best team in the NFC, but I think they are the best team in the NFC right now. And I don't mean any disrespect to San Francisco when I say that. San Francisco has a lot of flashy plays and they win in a lot of creative ways, but what Philly has done is they have dominated on the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. And a lot of times your bigger games are won and lost in the trenches, and Philly is dominating the trenches. So right now I think they're the best team. They definitely have the best running offense right now. I mean, they're putting up crazy offensive numbers. DeAndre Swift is looking really, really good. Jalen Hurts can run when he needs to. Now, their passing game has not looked good, but they have really good receivers in A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. So it's just a matter of time before that passing game really clicks with this new coordinator. And with the way their run game has been working, if that passing game really starts to take off, their offense is going to really, really be tough to handle for anybody. So, and defensively, they play really good defense. They have my predicted defensive rookie of the year on the defensive line. He's making plays every game. So, yeah, like I said, right now I think they're the best team in the NFC. And I got them picked to beat Washington. Cincinnati versus Tennessee. I think Cincinnati's going to get their second win. Joe Burrow, it was reported he reached out to Aaron Rodgers for some help with the calf injury because Rodgers has played through that a couple times in his career. I think he's learning to manage that injury, and as he learns to manage it, I think his play will get better. And, I mean, Ryan Tannehill's not that good of a quarterback for Tennessee. They really only have Derrick Henry, so I'm going Cincinnati on that one. Las Vegas versus the LA Chargers. Jimmy Garoppolo, I know he had an injury, but I think the Chargers, they've had a really good offense. They've played really good offensively all year. I think the defense will play better today against the Raiders, and I think they beat the Raiders and get their second win of the year. New England on the road against Dallas. This is going to be a somewhat of a revenge game for Zeke. after Dallas didn't re-sign him, but it's also his first game playing Dallas since spending 7 years with them, playing against all his old teammates. It'll be an emotional game for him, and I think he does have a good game. I think he puts up some decent numbers in this game, but ultimately I think Dallas will win. And I'd said in a previous video, Dallas shouldn't necessarily be on upset alert, but they should have a heightened sense of awareness of the fact that they did not look good last week. They got taken advantage of last week, and with a great coaching staff in New England, they're going to try to take advantage of those same weaknesses again. So they need to, like I said, I mean, Dallas is the much better team here. I mean, by far the better team on both sides of the ball. But that doesn't mean they can't lose, because they were by far the better team last week, and Arizona beat them. So they need to have a heightened sense of awareness coming into this game and not let the same mistakes that happened last week happen this week. But I got Dallas winning. Arizona versus San Francisco. Again, like I said, I think San Francisco is the second best team in the NFC. And I don't see Arizona doing what they did last week to Dallas to San Francisco. I don't see San Francisco's offense struggling like Dallas's has. And I think San Francisco wins this one pretty handedly. Next, the Sunday night game, we have Kansas City on the road against the New York Jets. This would have been a Mahomes-Aaron Rodgers matchup that we've yet to see in the NFL. This is the third time we were going to see it, and the third time that something has happened. The first time, Mahomes was injured. The second time, Rodgers had COVID, and now this time, Rodgers tore his Achilles week 1. So we may never get to see this Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes matchup, and that's a shame, because that would be a good matchup to see. That being said, Zach Wilson, he ain't going to get the job done against Kansas City's defense. Their defense has played really well with a lot of young players. Their offense is playing better. I know they played the Bears last week. It's not hard to look good against the Bears, but they're going to play really well. I think Taylor Swift may be at this game again. I can't believe the fact we're talking about Taylor Swift in an NFL video, but I think it's reported she's going to be at the game, so we'll have some Swifties tuning in. And I think Kansas City wins this game. Look out for if Swift's there, watch out for Travis Kelce and some TDs going his way. I think he's going to want to show out for his new lady friend. Kansas City wins. Monday night game, we got Seattle on the road against the New York Giants. And I think this is pretty simple. Saquon Barkley is doubtful, and without him, the Giants really don't have much on offense. So, there's not much to say about this game. Seattle's a better team. I think they're the healthier team, and I think Seattle will win this game. And that pretty much wraps up my Week 4 predictions. We'll go over these on Tuesday or Wednesday, and in fact, we'll probably do it tomorrow. Even without the Monday night game, we'll talk about at some point in time this week, we'll talk about where everyone is at the quarter mark of the season. Essentially, 4 games in I know it's a 17-game season, but we'll just do 4 games. We'll talk about current leaders in all the award categories compared to what I predicted preseason, and we'll just kind of see where some of these divisions are compared to where I predicted, and where things are going to go from here. So enjoy some Sunday football, and I will catch y'all later.